Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Diablo 3. And in tonight's episode, I am joined by Dark Dragon.
Hi guys.
And we also have Dev Dog with us tonight.
Hello guys.
Now, we're going to be continuing where we left off. As you guys can see, I did get some new equipment, and I put most of it on. That was pretty good. Not the greatest in the world. I do got the helmet on, like Dark Dragon wanted me to put that experience bonus. I'm not really worried about experience in this game. You level fast enough as it is with the group that we got going on. So that's just going to be a little bonus every once in a while for experience. But let's come down here to the armory and see what they have in store for us. Now, what's the storyline? Actually,
I'm losing control!
Leah's trying to control the evil souls within the Dark Soul Stone.
And she just killed everybody.
Yeah.
Is part of it major foreshadowing?
Oh look, another book.
That's another reason, guys. You don't just jump to the story. You actually look around in between the times that they give you before you go on to the next task. Find that loot. Find the good pieces that they got hiding around the corners before you jump into it.
The Soul Stone seems stable now.
The demon's rage has been subdued.
Yes, but for how long? Our time grows short. We must take this fight to Asmodan.
Then I will go to the battlefield and find a way to Ariat Greater and to Asmodan.
Now you remember the last movie, Asmodan is the one that kind of kidnapped her soul and told her that he's going to invade the world and everything?
Right.
He's trying to break the souls out of the Soul Stones so he can consume them and become the primeval.
Can you feel the keep shuddering? Asmodan's siege weapons. Saving these walls will have meant nothing if they're reduced to rubble.
Basically, we're trying to stop them.
Asmodan's ballistae and destroy them.
Okay, so let's head back out, guys, and see what we're going to find out here.
Oh, wait. There we go.
Ooh, I like the wings. Those are cool. What is that? Is that a ring or something?
No, it's from a pre-order.
Ah, nice.
I even pulled out my extra dog.
Now, what do you think about pre-order stuff? Are you for them? Are you against? Actually, I think there's going to be
I have secured Bastion's keep. Now I must go to join the battle in the fields below, where Asmodan's war machines wait.
I like pre-order stuff as long as it's not something that makes you like super retarded strong. I like the wings. They're just a graphical thing.
But see, then that's when you get to the difficult part of making it worthwhile for people. You know, the wings, they may look cool, but are they worth an extra 40, 50, sometimes even like $60 for pre-order stuff, you know?
No, you're thinking like the deluxe version.
No, like sometimes that's all you can get too. When they do pre-order, sometimes all you can pre-order is the most deluxe model, and so they get you on that one because they know you're like a diehard,
You've got to destroy those ballistae. They're raining hell down upon us.
Well, I actually got $5 off by pre-order again. Now we have
those
options.
Are the ones I like.
We can come up here and go through the fortified bunker, which is like a side thing that we can do. It's like a side dungeon, or we can go off here into the fields and continue on. Your choice.
Well, the dungeons, are they part of the main quest or no?
No.
Oh, well, then let's go do this. Let's do the side stuff.
Yeah, this is just hey, it's an extra dungeon for you.
Those are always, definitely worth checking out. That's where you can get some really good loot for the most part, guys. So I would suggest it. Plus, you're going to get a little bit more experience, so if you're getting to a spot where you kind of fast forward through the whole area, and you're not really leveling up as fast as you may like, then go ahead and go off that side mission, get up a few more levels, and it's going to help you out overall for the most part in RPG style games. This one doesn't seem too hard if you have a group of friends with you. But then again, like I said, it's kind of misleading for me because I am with overpowered people. Yeah, so. But yeah, back to the the pre-order stuff. I like it when they give you a discount, but it seems like so many games nowadays, not only do they not give you a discount, they charge you incredible prices to buy it ahead of time. And the reason they used to give you a discount, guys, is because it takes a little bit of money to convince stores to put, you know, your game or your product or whatever it is on the shelves. And so knowing just how many copies to print so that you don't have to have all this storage space for your extra, you know, copies of your game saves them money in the long run. And so when you pre-order it, they're like, that's not going to be on a shelf, it's not going into our storage. We know this many copies are going out the door when it first rolls around, so we can print more. And the more we print, the cheaper it gets for us because we buy in bigger bulk and everything. That's why they used to give you a discount. But now, you know, they're charging you more for it. And so for me, I'm not really one of these pre-order guys. I wanted to with Fallout 4 because I love the Fallout series, and they have a deluxe package and all this other stuff, but they didn't really give me anything special for pre-ordering. And I know if I just wait a week or so, maybe even a little bit longer, it may not be like a week, but there's going to be somebody out there selling a used copy of their game that I can go ahead and buy. You know,
oh yeah, because they've already beaten it.
Yeah, and there's some people out there that will beat it within like a day or two. Probably not Fallout 4 because it's one of those long games. So even if you were hardcore playing it all day long every day, probably going to be like a 90 to 100 hour game is what I would imagine. So it's going to take you a while, but somebody will do it. And then when they're done with it, they may not hold on to their copy. A lot of people don't do that. So I can go ahead and
they want to get their money back.
That, or they just play so many games they wouldn't have space for. Like some people don't collect video games, they play them. You know, and I can completely understand that. I like the way the console games look, so I have those on my wall, on my my entertainment room. You know, but the new games coming out, do you put those up, like the computer games?
Hold on. I'm gonna finish out this top level because there may be a resplendent chest.
Right. We'll definitely follow
I've never been one to. I don't even have posters and whatnot. And it's just whatever.
Right.
I want the game.
I used to have posters, but you know, anytime they've ever given you those posters in the video game, they were always folded over, and I'm pretty picky with mine. I like mine to be pristine and look cool and, you know, be up on the wall, so.
Yeah, well, like, when I first got EverQuest, I had the world map and whatnot that I put up on the wall.
Right.
Just because it made it a lot easier for, you know, someone who's a little directionally impaired.
Yeah, definitely for somebody who wants that little extra boost of knowledge at just a glance. It was kind of nice to get. Did you get the sheet paper for the map, or did you get the actual cloth?
I got the actual cloth.
Yeah, that's the one I got. And those are the ones, again, I like that because that wasn't all folded over. Well, it was, but, you know, you just ironed out and it's completely gone. Unlike a poster that once you fold that, that's it. Like some of the new games you can buy, like with Borderlands, you get like a loot chest, and they had the thing like rolled up in there. Like it wasn't folded over; it was rolled over. And because they did that, you don't have those creases. So I like that. I like to go on the extra mile and make the experience enjoyable for you.
I liked the cloth from the EverQuest map.
So did I.
It felt like a real old-time, you know, 1400s map. It wasn't just a piece of paper. I mean, it was awesome.
Right. I agree. And
it's huge.
Some games have done really well with giving you those extra little, you know, things that make it worth pre-order for the extra price if they're charging more, but other ones don't give you anything. And so I'm torn on the subject of pre-ordering. I think for the most part,
hold on, here's librarian scrolls for you. This is another reason to go in here.
With the I pre-ordered the new Star Wars Battlefront game, and I only had to pay $1 more, so it wasn't like a lot.
But you pre-ordered it, and you had to pay more. Like that seems like so
well, that's
wrong.
to ensure that you have a copy, because all the copies are gonna be sold on the shelf, like probably instantly, and you're gonna have to wait until you get the stocks back up.
Yeah, but see, that's another little thing that they've been doing lately that I completely see right through, and so does everybody else who knows anything about, you know, how you produce this stuff. The only reason they would be, you know, short on the video games is because they wanted to, or they were being really, really lazy and inefficient with the company. Because you can make a ton of freaking games very easily and produce all these things if you know, actually know what you're doing. And so for them to run out, it's a gimmick. It's one of these things like, oh, we ran out in the first 5 seconds. It makes your game look good in the news, and then therefore becomes popular to some people because it's like, wow, if everybody's going out and buying this game, it must be pretty good. Maybe I should try it out even though I haven't heard about it. And it's not that everybody's going out and buying it. It's literally they didn't make enough copies that they knew they needed. You know, they know they're going to sell like 100,000 and they only make 10. Yeah, it's going to sell out in the first 10 seconds. It's going to look good for you.
It's just like all these online polls and everything that they do. You know, they'll find a bunch of people that are anti-abortion and ask them, well, what do you feel about abortion? They're all going to say that they don't like it. Well, then they can say, hey, 9 out of 10 people said that they don't want abortion. And that's just an example.
I guess it was kind of a different field than what we were talking about. But yeah, I mean, anything can be twisted into anything, you know, if you're clever enough. But what I'm saying on theirs is they just need to get over that whole aspect of trying to promote the game to the point that people who actually want to play them can't, and they have to wait. And then, of course, charging people more to fool them into believing that they have to, otherwise they won't be able to play it right away because you're being, you know, stingy with it, not giving people what they need, is just like another, you know, slap in the face for, you know, longtime gamers who didn't have to put up with that when the resources and the machinery was even less than what they have now. That's how I know it's full of, you know, a whole bunch of BS, because we didn't have any of this technology that you guys have. Let me teleport over to you guys. That you guys have.
The game by having a better game.
Yeah, but you see games that even that are fantastic still resort to those things. Are we going through this or what?
Actually, I'm going to wait for Dev to drop that so we can both snag the transmog. Thank you. All you got to do is pick it up and drop it.
Okay, let me see where that is. And what's that supposed to do?
It gives you the transmog, so later on you can make a different weapon look like that. It's one of the ways to differentiate your character from other people because you can really customize the look.
Okay, and where'd you get that weapon?
He just looted it. I saw it because he's in my guild.
Now, is there any game out there that you guys have bought the deluxe model or deluxe package recently and was really happy with it?
Civ 5.
What'd you get in the deluxe model?
Extra civilizations, extra scenarios. Basically, the whole reason you play the game is for playing the different civilizations with their different abilities and whatnot. So having even more in there, it was really good.
Do you feel that it was a complete game before you got those in there? Like if
Yes.
Okay. Because I was playing the Mass Effect series, and when they came out with the last one, Mass Effect 3, they actually finished the game with the race included in it, and then took it out. The Packers went in there and looked at the coding, and they could see that it was a cut and paste job. They had completed it during the whole, you know, development phase, and then decided to actually remove it from the video game and give it as a day one download content for extra money to charge you and just kind of stick it to you a little bit more as like this nickel and diming stuff that they got.
As soon as I heard about that, I would have just said, okay, screw you, I don't need your game.
Yeah, Electronic Arts, man, there's something else. But yeah, as long as you feel like the game is worth it when you first play it, then I don't have a problem with them adding extra characters and stuff down the road. I just don't want them doing it day one, man. You know, like, how much is that to ask for? Like, the work that you put in before you produce the game, I get to buy for the price that you specified. You know, if you want an extra $50 for the game, then just put it on the price. Let me know that the game is $120. Don't give me $50 for the game and be like, oh, by the way, the controls don't work until you buy the download content for that. And please, now that I mentioned it, no, don't ever do it, guys. If a publisher out there charges you for the controls, I'm going to slap somebody, because that is going to be ridiculous. You remember back in the day when Nintendo started to get a little cheap, and they stopped putting like the 2 remotes in the consoles, and then they got rid of like the free game that they used to give you.
Oh, we're only going to put in 1.
Yeah. And then I think some of them even got so bad where there were none, right? It was just the console with no game, no remotes. I think it had the plugs to plug in and stuff. That was it. What was that?
I said that's totally lame. I mean, if they're gonna get cheap like that, then I'm just not gonna buy their system.
Again, you know, they get you hooked. Like with Nintendo, I mean, come on, can you imagine never playing another Nintendo game? That would be rough. I love Nintendo games.
Nintendo in many, many, many years, so...
See, I love Nintendo games. I love the Donkey Kong, Zelda. Zelda has to be one of my all-time favorite series, period, hands down.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy is awesome, too. But I'd probably go more with Zelda simply because it was one of the first games I ever played. And it's one of the reasons I fell in love with playing video games. Like, it had that rich story, even back then, that was just amazing. So it has, like, that special connection for me. But you're right, Final Fantasy would be probably #1 if that had been my first one. Although, I don't know, man, it's really complicated. I don't know if I would have been able to fully get into that one and understand all the aspects of that game at my stage.
My first game I ever played as a video game was Pong, so...
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I don't really count those as the games I compare to nowadays. Like those...
No, they're totally different.
Yeah, they're like Star Defender and Centipede and those types of games, which I have like a whole nother era in my head when I think about video games. Those get all meshed in together. I don't compare those to like Diablo 3. I don't know how you would. Like, it's just a different era, different graphics, different controls.
Well, also the older games actually had like learning in their idea. You know, they didn't just we're gonna put as many flashy lights on the screen as we can.
They had both, just like nowadays. I mean, you had games out there that were very just click the button a whole bunch of times and hope you shoot everything. Or you had games that made you have to figure stuff out, like Pac-Man, you had to figure out the pattern. But what you knew what the pattern was the same thing over and over again, then you were just kind of doing the motions. Just like this game, where you have to figure things out, and if you want to delve deeper, you have that opportunity, but you don't necessarily have to. You know, so there's still both sides of that coin. I don't really see it that way as far as the game's changing. I think it's more to do with the overall feel. You know, like these games feel a certain way. These older ones, they just had a different way of shooting the angles, and graphics obviously played a huge role in the way they look and the way they
look at World of Warcraft. That game isn't even the same as when it first came out because they keep dumbing it down more and more and more.
I wouldn't say dumbing it down. I would say changing it. They went in a different direction.
I like...
Because makers nowadays play for the lowest common denominator.
What was that, Dev Dog?
I like back when it was like real-time strategy.
Yeah, I definitely did enjoy the first and the second more than any of the other ones. I did enjoy the World of Warcraft as well. I do like the multiplayer one, but it's not in the same field as the other ones. It's just not the same game.
I hate the MMO, but
I didn't like the third one because he gave you heroes, and the heroes had to survive. And the way I played is, I did the turtle way of doing it. I would build up the biggest base you could possibly have, send my army over there and just watch it completely annihilate stuff. But in the beginning, you'd have to like defend your base, and it's an uphill, struggle at some areas. So not the easiest thing to do. And with a hero, they would die a whole bunch. So I would tend not to enjoy them because when they died, the level was over, which is it sucked. It's not what I was going for with an RTS. Command & Conquer was another game that kind of competed with it, and that did the same thing.
Command & Conquer was awesome.
Yeah. Which one did you like the best? Like Red Alert, or when did you come to it?
Red Alert, definitely.
Because there were a few other ones out there that I wasn't really a big fan of when they started doing like the whole modern day warfare stuff. Not really a huge fan of that one. They tried.
Red Alert was definitely the best because it just, the way it flowed and everything was so beautiful.
Yeah, they did a really good job with their series.
The balancing was good.
Somebody sent me a link not too long back of a video game that I should try that is exactly like that. It's one of those RTSs. So I think I'm going to try that when I get my new computer fixed. And I've actually figured out what the issue was with that, guy. So hopefully here in about...
Put it together wrong?
No, actually, well, the motherboard did die on me, so I had to send off for another one. But I got the new motherboard, popped it in, and it didn't fix anything. It was still this humming noise in the speaker, and I couldn't get that to go away for the life of me. We've been trying for the past like 2 months, because I can't use it if the sound is going to be horrible. And you guys have heard that in the past when I've connected with some people where they may use like a lower quality mic. Sometimes you get that in the background, but it's usually not constant. And this was really loud and really constant, so it just ruined the videos. But what it ended up being is a friend of mine, actually it's a friend of my brother's, but he's a friend of mine now because he fixed it. But yeah, he works at a radio station, a local radio station here, and he's the sound tech. And my brother was able to pull a few strings and call in a few IOUs and get the guy to come out and take a look at it. And he, you know, procured some equipment that maybe he shouldn't have like borrowed, but he taken it back, so it's all good. And you know, he brought over some really, really expensive mics and some other pieces of equipment. Kind of messed around with it, and what we found out, and he's not even sure why it's the case, but what we found out is the mic that I'm using just doesn't want to work on the computer when you set up the new hardware, whatever the case is. So I need a better mic, and I need another little box, and what that box does is it actually boosts the signal of your mic, so it's a little bit louder. I forgot what the name of it is, but I wrote it all down so I know exactly what to go out and get. Unfortunately, it's like another $800 to get the mic, the box, and the stand that I'm going to have to get to use it. And yeah, it's going to take me a couple weeks to round up the kind of cash.
800 beans.
Yeah.
For a mic?
Well, no, it's $350 for the mic, and then like $325 or something like that for the box.
Wait,
and then
$350 for a mic?
Yeah, it's a nice mic. It's a really, really nice mic. Now, I could go with the cheaper mic. The problem is I haven't tested it with the cheaper mic, and the ones that I have used, the ones that I have right now, I have like 7 that I've tried, they don't work. They all get static. So this one we know absolutely works.
Holy cow, dude.
Hold on, I got a cough.
I would not.
Hey guys, sorry about that. So what we are doing is teleporting back to town. But yeah, it's going to cost a fair bit of money, which is kind of unfortunate. But once I get this done, which, you know, I was already planning on buying a better mic down the road. But after, you know, spending so much money on the investment of the computer and trying to get the mic and everything, it just, you know, it's one of those things where you have to invest to play some really state-of-the-art video games. And I don't mind doing it because I really enjoy video games, and it's my kind of hobby. You know, like some people will spend a lot of money on sports, buying those season tickets every year. I don't have a problem with that. It's just not for me. I don't really get that kind of enjoyment from sports. I love sports. I just don't want to spend all my money on them. You know, I'd rather spend it on something else that I get a little bit more enjoyment out of. But there's people out there who like getting the best technology, and they buy flat screen TVs. We all have our interests. Mine just happen to be video games. What about you guys?
Lead paint.
Hopefully not as a kid, because, you know.
Nah, I definitely, I like games and movies and, you know, just entertainment in general.
Now, you mentioned movies. You actually turned me on to one movie, which is, what's it called, Howl or Howling? I forget, it's Howl, right?
Howl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, tell the people at home, if it's a horror movie, though, guys. So if you're not into horror movies, you probably won't want to watch it. But it is
a light horror movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it is. It's a horror movie. There's gore in it. Not a lot of gore. I agree that it's not. It's right on the edge of not really being one and actually being one. But you know, it is there. So just be aware of it, guys.
Yeah, but it's a UK-based werewolf movie, and their idea of how they made the werewolves look is just definitely unique, and they look so awesome. I mean, they're not the big bag of fur that you normally associate with a werewolf. They're more of like human type with, you know, actual skin instead of fur. But it's a good movie. It's got a little bit of suspense in it, a little bit of whodunit, and yes, werewolves and a little bit of blood and gore, but not too much on-screen gore. But yeah, it's a good movie.
There's one scene in it, because it's a brand new movie that just came out this year, 2015. But there's one scene in it, guys, that is kind of amazing to me, because you're watching it, right? You're watching this the story unfolds, just like with any other movie. But then, when they are going together in this mass, the camera actually changes. It covers like this new filter over it, and it brings me back to the old horror movies of the old days with the look that they have going. And it's kind of amazing that they would take the time and effort to give you that illusion, because there's probably people out there who don't like old horror movies, but for the people who are, you know, fans of the genre, for them to kind of give you that little nod and be like, we are too, you know, here's a little treat for you. It's kind of a nice little thing. But yeah, the werewolves, without doing any spoilers, seem to me to be a cross between ghouls and werewolves. Like, they have that look to them. Their eyes kind of glow and stuff. It's a unique take on something that's been done so many times, but I liked it. I wasn't sure if I would, because sometimes when they do something new, you're like, yeah, new just means different and not necessarily something you're going to enjoy. But this one I definitely did enjoy. I liked quite a bit. And I would recommend it to you guys if you're in the mood for a horror movie. Although by the time you guys see this, we're entering the you know, Christmas month, right? We're right there in December, and you guys are going to have Christmas here pretty soon. So for a Christmas movie, what would you guys recommend?
Krampus.
Again, that's another horror movie, but definitely
it's a Christmas
movie. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily the Christmas movie I would recommend to most people, but it could be interesting. It might actually be pretty good. I haven't seen it yet.
Actually, multiple Krampus movies already out. They're the lower budget kind.
The Sci-Fi Channel ones, that they always do it. Anytime a sci-fi movie is going to come out, they always come out with their version of that sci-fi movie named pretty close to the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I can't really blame them for doing it. I mean, they get the hits, they get the viewers in there, but I mean, it's always garbage.
They're better quality than sci-fi movies.
And who's producing these?
Movies. I could look it up real quick.
Oh, no, it's not that big of a deal. But for me, guys, I would recommend Christmas Vacation. Chevy Chase, guys, hilarious movie. Yeah, it's a good movie for the whole family. Sit down, have just laugh after laugh. Even kids that may not like some of the older movies that are out there will probably like, you know, Christmas Vacation. I know my nieces and nephews, they just crack up laughing every single time they see it. Chevy Chase was incredible back in the day. I've seen some of his newer work, and I don't think he's getting the roles that he should be getting. I think that's the reason it's not as good as it used to be. But you know, he still is a great actor, and would love to see him in more stuff. But it's just not doing it today.
The first Krampus movie that I see is 1978.
So it's a remake. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Everything's a remake nowadays. But
no, Krampus is a very old myth. It's just as old as Santa Claus.
No, the idea behind it is a myth. I'm just saying the storyline of the movie is probably going to be an exact remake of the old story.
Maybe, but there's like, I don't know, 40 Krampus movies.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's that, like, Germany.
Yeah, there's Der Krampus.
Yeah.
Which is a version of theirs. But yeah, they're not bad. Okay, shall we continue?
Yes, we shall here in a minute. I'm going to stick some stuff in the bank, and then we are going to head out. In fact, I think what we're going to go ahead and do is end the episode here, guys. If you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow the channel, and we greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure to leave those comments down below, because we do love hearing back from you. If you guys want to say anything before we head out.
If you don't watch the videos, we won't exist anymore.
I'm melting. And again, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.